Hello. So first thing I want to say, my hair is really messy and ugly right now. I need to get it retouched and I'm going to cut it really short soon. So it's going to look really bad for a little bit. So I just wanted to say that because I'm self-conscious. And then the second thing, I'm finally making a video of me showing off this book that everyone's been asking about with my drawings and annotations and all that. So I just hope you enjoyed this video. In this video, I'm just going to go more in depth about my annotations and about what I write, as well as some of the drawings I've done in this book. Mainly, I'm just going to show off what I would like to show you guys and what I think you guys would like to see. So yeah, I'm just going to get started. In the first page here, you can see that I have read this book back in 2014, and I basically have been annotating and rereading this book since 2014. So all these years is just past me writing bits of myself over these years. I do plan to keep adding on to this book in the future, but if you follow my TikTok, you've seen that I got a new copy of this and that I'm going to re-annotate the whole book from my point of view as an adult. These first few pages are kind of whatever. Back in middle school and early high school, I used to be really into Tumblr, and I had a book blog. So most of the things in these first few pages was just stuff I found on Tumblr about this book that I liked enough to put down in my copy. And right here I have labeled what each color tab means in this book. So the yellow ones are quotes, the pink ones are relatable, orange ones are favorite moments, green ones are most favorite, blue, other little favorites, purple, other favorites. Honestly, there's just so much I love in this book that I pretty much just might as well tab every single page in here because there's just something I enjoy in every page pretty much. So it was kind of hard to choose which page to tab, which is why I kept adding on most favorite, other little favorites, and other favorites. Kind of dumb, but I don't know, at the moment that's what I want to do. But if I am looking for something specific, these do help me try to find what I'm looking for when I'm flipping through. Also, I do enjoy this page a lot just because of this little thing that the author wrote, which says, why do we smile? Why do we laugh? Why do we feel alone? Why are we sad and confused? Why do we read poetry? Why do we cry when we see a painting? Why is there a right in the heart when we love? Why do we feel shame? What is the thing in the pit of your stomach called desire? Which, personally, I just really love that little part right there, which is why I've highlighted and circled and put hearts all around it. And this writing I put down is headcanons for Dante and Ari. Something I found on Tumblr years ago that I really enjoyed. Just someone making little scenarios that Ari and Dante would do together. And it's pretty cute, so I put it in here. One year I did try to kind of go in depth about the characters and the storyline and the stuff that was happening within the book. So I was trying to organize what each pen color was meant for. I didn't really stick with it. I kind of gave up in the middle of it because I don't really read to break down characters or stories. I just read for fun, and when just going more in depth about it, it was just kind of not as fun, so I kind of stopped in the middle. But this is definitely a way that you can organize your annotations when you're writing your book to kind of figure out why you underlined something or circled something. Usually when I read, I just kind of grab the closest pen next to me and underline or write whatever, so I don't really organize the different colors on my pens or such. And as you can see in these first few pages, there's just so much I've written down. Like, I even have like sticky notes kind of to add on of what I've already wrote on the page. Like I said, over the years, I've just been adding on more and more just because, I mean, I grow over time, so my thoughts and just my point of view in general are just very different than how I even feel a year ago. So I just always have something different to write, or I want to write about what I've wrote before, just to say like, oh, I don't feel this way anymore, I still feel this way, this and that. But yeah, these first few pages are just so heavily annotated, honestly. So people always ask me what I write in my books, and honestly, I just write all kinds of things. I just write about how I feel about what's going on in the book. I write about if I relate to what the character is saying or what's happening in the book. On this page specifically, this is when Dante enters into the story, which is my favorite part because I think Dante makes this whole book. You can see right here, I'm just like circling it and put hearts around it because this is where he comes in. So this is one of my favorite pages in the book because my favorite character comes into here. I also just highlight quotes, things I like. I like highlighting or underlining sometimes character descriptions because sometimes I like how the author describes a character. Honestly, this book personally, I love a lot of the descriptions for the characters. I'll get to the page where they describe Dante's dad because that's one of my favorite character descriptions. And I just write whatever I'm feeling. I don't really do this with every book I do. This is my most favorite book, so it has an exception. I just pretty much write everything I'm thinking on each line. Usually when I read other books, I don't heavily annotate it like this, obviously. I just kind of write some things I underline, something I really enjoy, but definitely not as heavily as like this. I'm just kind of flipping through these a little bit because I know some people just really enjoy seeing this, so just kind of flipping through, talking a little bit so you guys can see what is on each page. And there's some things in this book that I just really enjoy, so like I'll underline it and like circle it and then harden it. It's crazy, honestly. Also, there's so much emotion in this book. Like I'm always writing down if I'm crying or sobbing or just feeling things, honestly, in this book. So this is a page that describes Dante's dad that I really like. Right here says that he was young and handsome and easygoing, and it seemed like a part of him was still a boy. He seemed like a man who was in love with being alive. There was a darkness in my father that I didn't understand. Dante's father didn't have any darkness in him. Even his black eyes seemed to be full of light. And for me, that's one of my favorite descriptions of a character, honestly. Even his black eyes seem to be full of light really gets to me. I don't know, it's just something about that line. I just love so much. With this book itself, I just relate so much to Ari, so that's why I have so much things underlined and highlighted, and I pretty much respond so much within the book about what's going on and what Ari says, because Ari just has a mindset that I just think the same way, and his relationship with his parents are the exact same relationship I have with my parents, which is why this book is just one of my favorites and why I've heavily annotated like this. People have asked me if I regret some drawings or writings in my book, and in this book there definitely is. Like I said, I've been writing in this since 2014, so I have some very cringy worth writing when I was 15 and 16 in here that I wish I could just erase. And like this page here, I hate this page. It's really ugly to me. I was trying to go for something and it just didn't work out, so this page to me is really ugly, and if I could erase it or just redo it, I would, but obviously it's already done. That is another reason why I got a second copy of this book and why I am re-annotating, so I can do some drawings or do what I would want to change in this book, like this one, and just make it better since my art skills have improved and I actually know what I'm doing. So right here I have this paper clip of a star to mark my most favorite quote ever in a book, honestly, which is, "Someday I'm going to discover all the secrets of the universe." Like, I've written down that quote so many times. I used to have it in my bio on social media, not anymore, but yeah, this is like one of my favorite quotes. I have a typewriter and the paper sticking out of it has this quote written out on it. But yeah, so I put this paper clip because this is the quote that I always try to look at and want to be marked. Another reason why I love this book so much is just that it also has Hispanic main characters, and I'm Hispanic. My mom is from Ecuador, who came to America to give birth to me so I could have a better education, pretty much, than where she's from. Mainly Dante talks about how he feels like he's not Hispanic enough, like he doesn't fit in with his Hispanic culture, which is something I definitely feel with growing up in Kentucky in a very white school. So I always had that struggle of trying to balance fitting in with the white kids, but then not fitting in with the Hispanic kids, and just feeling left out on both parties when you just feel kind of lost, which is what kind of is talked about in this book, and something I relate to heavily about. This drawing here, I kind of like this page with the flowers a little bit. I like the top a little bit. Again, I was trying to go for something, but it turned out okay. This, I hate. Dogs aren't very good. Again, I was 15 when I did all this, so my art skills were not the greatest back then, but they definitely improved now. Honestly, I'm so excited to start re-annotating this book with my new copy, just because, like I said, I just changed as a person, and all my thoughts on this book has kind of changed, just because I read this when I was a teenager, so it's very angsty and cringy, honestly. So I can just write what I'm feeling now when I have a better mindset. Right here is one of my favorite pages, mainly because of this bird. Another thing that people ask me about, or tell me that they're just scared about writing their books, so they would like to, but they don't want to do the action of actually writing their books. And a way to get through that is just sticky notes. Like, if you want to draw something or write something, you can just write on a sticky note, put in your book, and you're not actually drawing or writing your book. So that's definitely a good way of how to annotate your books without physically writing in them. Because I mean, right here, I really want to do a good bird, but I was really scared I was going to do really bad, and I was just going to have like this really ugly bird in my book. So I just drew it on a sticky note and drew it in and put it here. These two drawings I found on Tumblr and I really liked it, so I tried to copy it and put it here. So this is definitely not my original drawing. I have no idea who the original artist is. If you happen to know, please let me know in the comments, and I would definitely like to give them the credit for this. I wasn't really expecting to ever show off this book to anyone, so I definitely didn't write down names of the people who wrote some of the ideas or drawings that I took inspiration from. Another thing in this book is that Ari has like these dreams. I did try to like, I don't know, try to go in depth about his dreams and what they meant. I went by like a book about dreams so I can go more in detail about it, but I don't know, I think during the middle I was just like, I don't really care about what they mean. I'm just kind of here to read for fun. Like I said in the beginning, I'm not here to understand the full story or characters. I'm just kind of reading for fun, and I just read. So this page here, I put Horsey just because I thought Dante would definitely be a water type Pokemon lover, and for some reason I just kept thinking he would really like Horsey. And I think Ari would definitely be a dark type Pokemon, or even fire type. I don't know why I keep thinking fire type, but yeah, those are the type of Pokemons I think they would like. And so I just put this little Pokemon here. It's just a little thing for Dante. And not every single page in here has something going on. I mean, there's some like blank pages here and there, just because sometimes there's just not much going on, or I don't really have much to say in that page itself. So there's definitely some blank, boring pages here and there. Tears. Like I said, there's just a lot of crying in this book, so I definitely write down every time I'm just crying or sobbing or anything of the sort. I mean, emotions. It's just everywhere in this book, man, I swear. Right here, I just put these little plants, something else I found on Tumblr that I really liked. I definitely imagine Ari and Dante owning lots of plants if they lived together. So I kind of put this here as just something for them. Another thing I do with this book is that if I just find something that reminds me of the characters or this book, I try to write it down or draw in this book because I just want to. This is really ugly. I was just testing out watercolors and there's nothing on this page, so I decided to do it on that page. Sometimes when I have blank pages in this book, I just kind of try to find something to put there. Like this, I thought this was really cute and something Ari and Dante would like as constellations, so I put it on that book here. And like I said before, Ari's relationship with his parents is pretty much the same with my parents. So I definitely write a lot about my mom and my dad in here, which is another thing I write about in this book. So again, just my annotations is just, I don't know, it's just all kinds of things about what I write. I write about myself, my friends, my family. I write about what's going on in the book. Sometimes and something in the book reminds me of something else, like a TV show or other book, I'll even write it down. It's in that book. So right here it kind of starts to get a little plain. I think this is when Dante kind of goes somewhere else for school. So when he's not in the store, I'm just kind of like, whatever, I don't care. I only enjoy the book when Dante's in it. So the parts when he's not here, I'm just like, whatever, don't care. I'm just trying to read as fast as I can to get back to when Dante returns, honestly. So right here, fun story, I used to carry this book around with me all the time, especially in high school. It was just with me every day on my book bag. And it was my friend Sam's birthday, and I forgot to draw her a card. So I drew this for her and showed it to her, or took a picture of it and gave it to her. And she loved it because she loved the idea that I just drew something about her in my book. So obviously I'm not going to get rid of this book ever. So she is pretty much part of my book. So whenever I see this page, I think of her. So I'll always have a part of her with me. So that's really nice. Again, something like that. Just something I put in my books. Just something about my friends and I think about them. This page is one of my favorite pages. I did a lot of yellow flowers here because Ari right here says I hate flowers, and that made me upset. So I was like, well, I'm gonna draw a bunch of flowers right here because I don't like that you said that. I love flowers, so yeah. Fun fact, in my Tumblr days with my book blog, I posted this page and someone else redid this art piece I did in their own copy of, I think it was Ari and Dante, or I think it was just a different book, and I loved it. I love that. I still think about it when I see this page, just knowing that someone was so inspired by my drawing to the point where they wanted to make their own little version in their own book. So yeah, just sometimes people will tell me that I've inspired them to write or draw in their books, and that makes me so happy, honestly. I love that. I love seeing people's annotations. I love people's drawings in their own books. This is another favorite drawing of mine. Down here I do have my favorite drawings I've done in this book tabbed. So that's another thing. Just with the quote, I bet you could sometimes find all the mysteries of the universe in someone's hand. So I just wanted to draw that. I do plan to redo this drawing in my new copy that I got. I want to do the same thing, but I want to do it in watercolor instead. Kind of fix them in a little bit, but yeah, I do plan to redo this drawing, and I'll definitely post that on my TikTok if you follow me. It's honestly, my TikTok's just the same username I have for this YouTube channel, the Toad Pit Stop, so if you want to follow me there, you can. Also, another thing about this book, I love Ari's and Dante's relationship, but sometimes Ari can be so mean to Dante. This is a spoiler, so don't listen if you don't want to be spoiled, but this is when Dante pretty much confesses his feelings for Ari, and it's one of my favorite things ever. Like, this page, it's my favorite. We can tell by the hearts. And he says, "I love swimming, and you." And then Ari's just like, "Don't say that, don't say that." And he's like being a meanie head. He's just being a bully to Dante, and I hate it. It makes me so sad. But yeah, yes, it's just some of these things in my book. Another cool thing about annotating and drawing in my book over the years, I can tell the different art styles and what age I was when I drew something. Like, I know that I was 18 when I drew this because I was going through this little different art style at the moment, so I was kind of testing it out here. So that's fun to look back on when you're going through your annotations from the past, just to see how much your art styles have changed over the years, pretty much. In school a lot, when I got bored in class or if I was done with work, I used to doodle in my books as well. So there's a lot of that in here, but also my other books. You can tell when I was just doodling in class because I was just bored, and I used my books as a little doodle book. Right here, I put my favorite quote that I mentioned before, the paperclip. I feel like So I wrote that on my typewriter when I finally got it and put it here. I even wrote here that I've been on page 81. Ari mentions having a typewriter, and that made me want a typewriter. So when I finally got it on 2017, I typed out my favorite quote and put it in here. Another thing, just boarding class, so I drew that. It is right here. You can tell it's falling apart. The spine's literally not connected anymore. I tried to tape it up, but sometimes you just gotta realize when you can't fix something. This is a little drawing, but my friend did in school. He was trying to describe a sweater to me, and he wasn't describing it very well, so I just told him to draw it. So, again, another little thing. Just if my friends write or draw something in my book, then I have something of them to remember and have that story to look back on. This page right here is another page I really hate. The ones are fine, but the hands and the strings and the background is so ugly. Again, this is something I wish I could just delete. I even write here, like, I improved in my art skills and I hate this drawing. I wish I could redo this page. So, yeah. And then right here you have one of my favorite drawings have been put here. It's with outer space, with the quote, "Her eyes were like the night sky in the desert. It felt like there was a whole world living inside her. I didn't know anything about that world." So obviously I just put the whole solar system in here. I really like this drawing. This is the drawing I show off the most when I'm showing off this book. This is another drawing I plan to recreate in my new copy. Just because this was all done in marker, which I don't like, so I want to do it with watercolors. And I just definitely want to redo it and make it look a little better. You can tell that, like I said, I used to carry this book in my book bag all the time, so sometimes my water bottle spilled and leaked, so my book would kind of get a little damaged, even though, I mean, how can it be damaged when I have all this going on anyway? But I'm not upset because I really like the water stuff going on. Like, I think to me that's like so cool. I love that. So I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I mean, right here, I even said, like, I really love this playthrough. I'm okay with it. And it didn't really ruin the drawing at all, so, I mean, it's all good. Sobbing. There's a lot of sobbing going on. I can't really control it. I'm not even apologizing, so I feel what I feel. Again, some of these pages are kind of bland, so I'm just kind of skimming through these. Right here, Dante talks about some art pieces, so I kind of printed them out, put them in here, and talked about it. I'm pretty sure I saw this in person at the Louvre when I went to Paris a couple years ago. It was fun. These drawings, again, I kind of like them. They're okay. His eyes just look like meatballs, to be honest. But that's what the dog looks like. So yeah, how to draw a dog on what he was on how he was described. So yeah. Yeah, I kind of like this page. This page I do like. But then this one is kind of like, whatever. I definitely can do better now. So, yeah. Right here I was testing out some stars. Yeah, anything universe related stars, anything I put in here. This is a page I really hate. I didn't know the paint would look so bad and ashy, and I already painted it, so it was too late to go back. I didn't want just a black mark here, so I just finished it. But yeah, another thing I wish I could just remove. Again, I can tell I was 18 when I did these little drawings, just because that's the art style at the time. This little flower petal I found, I don't know why I put it in here. It's kind of ugly now. It's too shriveled. But I honestly might take this out and just scratch it out. Some little suns. Tears. A lot of crying. Sometimes if I really hate something that goes in a book, I'll scratch it out and be delete, 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 and like this. I don't like what's going on like this. So I'll do that sometimes in a book that I'm reading. This page, just some leaves. It's okay. I was trying for something. It's whatever. Again, I'm just excited to re-annotate this book because it's gonna look so much better. I mean, not that this copy looks bad at all. I mean, like I said, there's just some things that I really hate and I can't change it or erase it. But with just my art skills improving over these years and just being able to draw better now, my new book will definitely look a lot better and look how I wish this copy would look a little bit. So yeah. I'm just such an emotional person, so sometimes I just have to scream in my book, I just have to tell that I am upset or angry about something and just keep repeating my feelings. Sometimes I really like my feelings. And there's a little art piece right here. They go to the desert a lot, so I was doing a little desert scene. It's kind of cute. I like it. Do you think about not redoing this exact art piece, but doing a desert section and watercoloring? Honestly, most of the things I'm going to draw in my new book is going to be watercolor or colored pencils, just so that it looks more, so that it just looks better. It's such tiny handwriting here. I was trying to add something and I was scared I wasn't all gonna put in, so I had to write really small. Another quote I really like, I wonder if my smile was as big as hers. Maybe as big, but not as beautiful. And that's something about his mom. I just really love that. So yeah. And sometimes I'll even do journal entries in my books. If I'm just out and about and I just want to write about how I'm feeling or what I'm doing that day, I'll just open my book to a blank page and do journal entries. Has nothing related to the book or story itself, but yeah. Other favorite page, again, spoiler, so if you don't want to be spoiled, don't listen to this little section. But this is when Ari kind of figures out his feelings for Dante. So that's what's going on right here. So I'm circling and hearting it. He's finally realizing his feelings, and they're gonna be together, and it's gonna be great. This and that. So yeah. So yeah, honestly, the first half of the book is heavily annotated, as you can tell, and then more towards the end it kind of lightens up. Just because the beginning is when Ari and Dante just start becoming friends and starting their relationship, which is my favorite part because it's just so pure and beautiful and cute. Another little drawing that was based off something I saw on Tumblr. I just really like this drawing, and it obviously reminded me of Ari and Dante, so I drew it in here. I do like this a lot. I don't think I'll recreate that one. I think that will just stay there. But some colored water damage here, but I like it. I kind of like when water leaks through and makes some colored bleach through. I think it looks really cool, honestly. This cactus paperclip I liked, and the desert scenes in here, so I just put this in here. And he talks about the desert, so that's why I put this little picture in here. This is another drawing that I might recreate. I don't think I will, but so I like it, but I also hate it. I just hate all the dots here. I liked what I was going with it, with the squiggly lines and moon, and I didn't add the dots at first, and I was going back and forth if I wanted to do that, and I wish I didn't because it looks so bad. There's just too many dots, and the paint I used just looks bad too, and if I didn't put the dots, I would like this page a lot. I would, but I didn't, so now I kind of hate this page. I'm not going to recreate that art piece in my new book, but that's just a little something there. Sometimes you gotta know when you gotta stop. You gotta know when you gotta quit. So yeah. So we're kind of getting to the end here. Again, not a lot going on, but you'll see here in the last 2 pages that a lot goes on. Here again, that page kind of falling out, so I had to tape it back together. Honestly, I have to tape this whole book together because it's falling apart. So, the last 2 pages is my favorite part of the book. Don't read it if you haven't read it. Don't spoil yourself. But yeah, except for this one line here. Besides that one line, I've highlighted every single line, and I'm just circling things, and I'm hearting, putting all these hearts and tears, sobbing. It's just, honestly, this is my favorite ending ever to have it in a book. It makes me so happy. When I just reread this book, I'm happy, and reading the ending makes me cry every time, even though I have reread this book so many times. Like, I can't even tell you how many times. Then the back here, I have this little painting. It's kind of whatever. I kind of like the sun, but it's just whatever. I think I was just bored and I tried to do something and it turned out okay. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. Kind of went through every page, not in full detail, but just to show everything, because I know people just want to see the book and would like to see that every page, I guess. But yeah, I just kind of talked more in detail about the stuff I enjoyed. I thought you guys will enjoyed. Annotating, really, people always ask me about what they should annotate or tips on annotating. Honestly, just annotate whatever you feel like. I don't know if I'm the best person to ask that, because like I said, in this book I write about my parents, I write about my friends, I write about myself. Just, there's so much in this book I relate to, so I just write about why I relate to something and how it relates to my life and my family. So yeah, and I just, if I like a quote, I circle it and just say I love this. If something's making me sad, if something's making me angry, I underline it, I circle it, and then I explain why I'm angry or why I'm sad. Sometimes I won't, sometimes I'm just like, this makes me sad, and then that's it. Sometimes I go in detail about why, but I don't know, I just write whatever I'm feeling and what I want to write about that's going on in the book. So yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you saw what you wanted to see. I hope I talked a little bit about what you guys wanted me to talk about. Again, I'm not the best person to ask about annotations in general. I have no specific way about what I write. in particular. I just write about whatever. But also with this channel, I do plan to make more videos dealing with books and also my other drawings and paintings in my other books that I do. And like I said, I got another copy of this book that I'm re-annotating and going to be painting and drawing in. And I do plan it to be kind of like an art book, and it's going to look a lot better than my drawings in here, just because my art skills have improved. And I'm going to make some videos about that. But I also want to make more videos than just books. Mainly like thrifting, a little bit of fashion. I do other art stuff. I crochet, I knit, I sew, I do stuff with clay. So I would like to show some of that stuff. Right now I'm working on these pants where I'm embroidering little hearts on them. So I'd like to show that a little bit. So I don't know, there's just stuff I want to do on this channel that I hope you guys will enjoy and will follow me and hopefully watch my videos. If not, that's fine. But if you do, that makes me really happy. But yeah, I'm gonna make more videos showing off my annotations and drawings and my other books and art stuff and thrifting. So I hope you guys enjoy that, and thank you for watching. Bye.